over there.
What, over here?
Well, wherever you want him. Follow her direction.
Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a conversion. Woo! This jury's been So here we are, somewhat recovered from Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's been about...
Oh, yeah.
How long has it been? Like 2
weeks.
2 weeks.
Just
It's
about
like a
2 weeks.
2-week recovery break.
That when we're shooting this, we have busy schedules, so God knows how long it's going to take us to edit and get it up.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah, so this was your first con.
Yes.
How did you like it?
It's alright. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot bigger than I expected, which I knew that it was big, but I don't think you can really comprehend how massive it is until you actually see it.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the thing that surprised me the most was the floor itself, where all of the booths were. The size of that, I was not expecting. And the amount of people that were there, holy crap, that was...
Only 130,000
right.
people.
Insane.
I only invited 130,000 of my closest friends.
I know, yeah. They were all very lovely, I think. That was,
And,
yeah.
and ain't that the truth? Because
yeah.
I know everybody.
She knows everybody.
Yeah. When we went on preview night, we couldn't go down an aisle
No.
without getting stopped by somebody
Oh my gosh,
I knew.
Melissa! Oh my gosh, hi!
Hi. Yeah.
20 minutes later. It was...
Yeah.
Well, it was really cool because of all, you know, even though there were so many people there, it was people that had, you know, the same love of just, you know, all these different fandoms. They were just as excited about the same stuff you were excited about. And, you know, I personally didn't have really any bad encounters with people. It was generally, you know, whenever I talked to someone, they were always like, oh yeah, just, you know, it's, I'm into this, is what we're doing here. And it was, you know, it's just a very pleasant time.
Yeah.
Pleasant time, so yeah.
It's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, did what we talked about before help you be prepared?
Yes. Yes, it did. I felt very prepared for the convention. I think the thing that I used the most was the hand sanitizer. So I bought a pump. I didn't...
Oh my god, yeah, that
Yeah,
hand sanitizer.
I didn't... It was kind of like I was handing out hand sanitizer samples. It was great. I did not get a tiny little thing of hand sanitizer to, you know, cleanse myself after touching what I'm sure thousands of other people touched. I had a pump that I used quite a lot, and a lot of people made fun of me, but I did not get con plague. I did not. I did not get sick. I did not get sick. I felt very cool.
Yeah, I got post-con partum depression.
Post-con.
But I did not get con plague this year. But yeah, that hand sanitizer was so funny.
I loved it. Oh my gosh.
He had a hoodie on, and you just see the little pump sticking out the
I
corner
couldn't,
every day.
Yeah, I couldn't put it in my backpack, so I put it in a little pocket on my hoodie. It was great. I felt more prepared after watching those videos that you were talking about, and a lot of that stuff did come in handy. Like, you know, the backpack was wonderful because I could just put everything that I needed in there, and, you know, hand sanitizer. Yeah, and then I had like big bags of snacks that I carried around, which came in a lot of that was really helpful because then I didn't have to buy a lot of stuff. I still did buy Auntie Anne's pretzels, but they're Auntie Anne's pretzels. So I was, you know,
the emergency pretzel,
the
hot dog,
emergency
or
pretzel.
nachos.
Yeah, so I mean, I couldn't resist the charm of those pretzels.
That's a merit badge, by the way. This company, well, we have a video on them coming up, but they do merit badges.
Yeah.
And I did not think of this until today. 2 weeks later, I should have bought you that first timer's badge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, funny.
So anyway, we'll have to get that for you next year. That they do merit badges, and one of the merit badges is bought an emergency hot dog.
Yeah.
I equate that to any sort of emergency con food, emergency nachos, emergency pretzels, stuff like that.
I did a good job. I think I did a good job of saving my money for, like, not food besides the pretzels. Because that was the only thing I bought. That was the only bit of food that I ever bought was the pretzels. Everything else was goldfish that I had. So, yeah.
So, what was your favorite part?
My favorite... Oh my gosh, my favorite part of the film. Probably, it's a bit of a tie between the Masquerade. I really liked I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Just because I'd never been to a cosplay costume event like that. And so I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but I really liked it, and I saw all the craftsmanship.
It's really different, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really fun, and the MCs were a lot of fun. They made it really, really enjoyable. So it's a tie between that, and then I went to a Steven Universe panel, and that was really awesome. I really liked that, because it was like a huge room full of people that were just crazy about this one show that you were also crazy about. And then you had the creators there and the voice actors. It was so cool. Oh my gosh.
You saw a couple of panels this year, didn't you?
I did. I didn't see any panels on Thursday or Wednesday. I don't think there were any panels on Were other panels on preview night?
I don't think so. I don't remember any.
The Steven Universe panel was the first panel that I went to. No, the first panel I went to was on Thursday. I saw the How It Should Have Ended YouTube channel panel, and then I saw Steven Universe. And those were that was Thursday, Friday, really, lax, nothing big. But then Saturday, I spent the entire day in Ballroom 20, so I saw every panel that was in there, and that was awesome. That's another probably favorite part. Because it was like you saw so many actors, these famous actors and writers that were there, and they're just talking about their shows and what they like to do. It was great. So those three things are really high up there for me.
Yeah, those are, I have spent all day in a panel room.
Yeah.
Not a long time. But yeah, that's always nice, and you were with all of our friends just about hanging out in there.
That made it better, because it's a lot more fun when you're with people to kind of share the experience in. And I was with a lot of people people that were also into it. So we were like, oh my gosh, did you see it? It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and games.
Games. So there are 4 favorite things. So we went to we had a D&D games. We had a D&D session that we did, and then we also played a board game, which was I don't remember what it was called, but it had to do with web something.
Webspinners.
Webspinners.
Yes. That's also in her upcoming game thing.
So we did that. That was really fun. I had a lot of fun both of those sessions, but that last session was really fun.
Yeah, so we did 2 D&D sessions. Well, you did 2 D&D sessions.
I did 2 D&D sessions.
There was a misunderstanding with me and the D&D thing, so I was there for a couple minutes, and then I did the best move possible, which is I had my D&D character, when I had to leave, I had my D&D character fall over dead of an aneurysm.
It was,
It was right about my turn, I'm my character readies the crossbow, and then falls over dead of an aneurysm.
Yeah, I looted your corpse. Other people did.
I appreciate that, thanks.
Fun. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun,
And the web game was also, I played that earlier Comic-Con did these special dice.
Yeah.
You had to play a game to get them. So I played the web game to get my dice earlier in the con. And then Sunday, when we finally actually got to spend time together and hang out, I dragged Lucas over because I was like, you have to play this game, it's so much fun. So, did you see anything cool?
I did. I saw cool things and then cool people. So probably the coolest part of the floor for me was I don't know what they're made out of, like porcelain figurines.
The sideshow ones?
Yeah. Resin, okay.
Typically it's resin.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of porcelain.
Uh-huh.
It comes up, just not often.
It was just the sideshow stuff where they had these really cool figures. They had like Venom that looked really cool. They had all of the Marvel characters, and I don't know what it was. The detail in it and just how cool it looked. It was really cool.
Years ago, there was a for The Hobbit. They did a smog.
Oh, cool.
And so it's this giant
dragon
head.
Oh, cool.
And it blinked.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I understand that, like, oh wow, there's just a random
random thing
here. Yeah, where you run into it and you're just like, wow.
So that stuff was cool. And then a really cool memory in general is it was Friday night, so we were going to see the DC animated movie that came out, which was Batman Hush this year, and we got there pretty early, so we saw the 2 panels beforehand. I didn't know what they were, so I was just like, okay, let's go in here. And I just remember we got into Ballroom 20, and it's just like Orlando Bloom's talking.
Oh, for Carnival Row.
Yeah, it was Carnival. And Cara Delevingne's next to him, and I'm like, okay. Well, I saw him, and then after that was like a panel with, TVs. I don't even remember what it was. It was kind of a celebration of actors that were really big in TV at the time. And like Agent Phil Coulson from Marvel came out. And he was just like,
I love Coulson and I love Clark Gregg so much.
It was so cool. There's just and it was just a shuffle of all these different actors. Like you had Iris West from The Flash. You had the actress that played her, and Black Canary from Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. I liked that, and Masquerade was obviously really cool. They had my favorite, and apparently the entire audience's favorite as well, was they had a Deathly Hallows display, which was like the Three Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They recreated the scene from the Three Brothers, so they had all of them, they had Death, and it was a really beautiful performance. So
I didn't get to see them perform.
Yeah.
I got to see them practice.
Yeah.
And that was really, really cool.
They were really great. And I'm happy that they won so many awards. They deserved it.
Yeah. There were a lot of really amazing costumes in the Masquerade this
There
year.
were, oh my gosh.
Not that, there aren't always, but there are some years where
really
it's
impressed.
like, you can just, there are some years where you can look at it and you'd be like, okay, these people are going to win because their costumes are better. And then there are those years where it's like,
it's really close.
I don't know.
They're
because
all,
everybody's thing is just, everything sounds like it was really awesome. But did you have anything where it was just like,
maybe underwhelming or...
Either underwhelming or just really awful.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, really, because I didn't know what to expect. So it's like I had all these different ideas. I didn't really know what to expect, so whenever something happened, it wasn't that I was really disappointed with how it turned out, or, anything like that. It's kind of happened, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how it is. Mainly, I think the only kind of sour memories are those times when you're just kind of walking around and there's like so many people that you get like kind of swept along with the crowd. You don't really know what to do, and so you're just it's like there's a lot of stuff to do, but at the same time it's just kind of, you know, you're walking around and getting swept with everybody, and they're, you know, kind of shoving around and all that.
So
there's that. I don't know if I have any like bad memories of it. It's weird. I think there's some. I expected there to be a little bit more or something different, but I didn't know what that difference was. And then
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So this being the 50th anniversary,
uh-huh.
I was expecting more.
Yeah.
Because it's the 50th, and so few cons live to their 50th convention that I was expecting a whole lot more, and a couple of my friends and I were talking that we felt like it was just any other convention.
I think it's because all the stuff that I was expecting, I was, you know, I was starstruck by so much, but I did get the feeling that there was something that, you know, was missing, like this kind of surprising thing, because it was the 50th, so I was like, are they going to do something? And then, you know, there wasn't, which, you know, I was still starstruck and it was still awesome, but I did get the feeling that there was something else that was supposed to happen.
Yeah. And I'm not ragging on the con or anything, because I love it, and but yeah, it's definitely something was missing this year, and I know that a lot of people I've talked to, because it was the 50th, were expecting 50th stuff, and other than some programming and some merchandise, there really wasn't anything, and I, for one, was really bothered by that. Mostly because for me, it's the 50th. It's very important.
It should be a big deal. And it didn't really feel like it was.
Yeah, and
they were just kind of like, oh, 50.
Yeah, and it felt for me very much like an excuse to slap a 50th on it and sell merchandise. So I felt like there was more stuff to sell me because of the 50th, and less stuff because of the 50th.
Yeah.
You know, they did, one of the things that I thought was really cool, and I never managed to get out to it, is they did a panel every day that was about a different decade of the convention. So they did one that was
really
like
cool.
the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then like I think they did the 2000s, but I can't remember. But it was one for each of the decades that was, you know, hosted by people who were there working at that time. Right. Those seemed really cool, but there wasn't, other than that, and some other stuff, there just really wasn't a whole lot of stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a little disappointed. I was really disappointed. So I guess I'm just gonna have to survive until the 75th or 100th. So
who knows? Who knows what they might do?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like, but yeah, it was cool because there were still all the stuff that I had heard about, like the floor and then all the panels. So I got to see all that and I got to experience all that, and it was so much cooler. But yeah, there were, you know, I felt like there was something that was missing that would have made it effective.
I think the most important question that we've really got to ask, kind of the elephant in the room, is, are you gonna do more cons in the future?
No, yeah, I will. I think I will. I don't know. It was really wonderful. I don't know if I will be able to take the full time next to, I mean, like, I'll do a majority of it. Like, I mean, one year I might just do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then kind of.
Sunday is one where I've skipped Sundays before.
Because I mean,
Usually, I can't. I think I skipped Sunday last year, but I usually really show up and do like one or two things and then I leave. So I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And that was sort of our plan for this Sunday,
Yeah.
and it just like we were still there like way late, and I was just like, I was so dead tired. I was like,
That's the main thing, because I remember on, oh man, I think it was on Friday, I just remember this point when I felt already drained from everything that I had seen, and I was like, no, I can't feel this now, because I still have a lot to go. But I think the thing that kind of pushed that is there is a lot of stuff to do, but there are like periods where it feels like you're just there and you're not really doing anything. Like you can fill your time by just kind of wandering the floor, but you you might not buy anything and you're just kind of looking. So is that space, but I still will definitely go back because it's such an amazing experience to see all of these people that are just so dedicated to something that you're dedicated to as well. We just had a lot of technical difficulties. Hello again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technical difficulties. Something funky going on with the cards.
So this is like the third time
This
we're
is like-
shooting this?
We've done this quite a bit.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
I like Comic-Con. I plan on going to conventions in the future. It was great to be a part of that experience. I loved it. Yada yada yada. Yeah.
So sorry, there's not more explanation.
Yeah.
We've done this a couple of times,
Yeah.
and we're losing that spontaneous.
There's.
Well, I'm glad that you like
I
conventions.
really loved it.
Because we do have another convention coming up soon. That would be ConDor. Let me just double check the dates here. Which is February 22nd through the 24th. It's a small local San Diego science fiction convention that we will be at and shooting at and working.
Yes.
Or at least I'll be working it.
Mhm.
I may wrangle you to work in it a little bit too. But we will be doing that coming up in February.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just see, we'll play it by ear from there. But not long after that is WonderCon, which is Comic-Con's little sister. And I'm kind of interested to see what you think of that.
Yeah, because I think it'll be fun. You said it's like Comic-Con, but with like less
It's
people.
tiny, yeah. So I think I want to say that it's something like 30 or 60,000 people versus like the 135,000
Nice. Okay.
people, and it's in Anaheim. So if you get really bored, you can go to Disneyland.
Yes.
And speaking on the Disneyland thing, I have an upcoming project. It's not really convention related, but we're gonna make a Star Wars grenade sort of thing.
And I know nothing about this, by the way.
Yeah. It's an idea I kind of got from my uncle, and he was planning on doing it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to do that and shoot footage of it, because it's going to be fabulous. So I should have the components within the next month or so, and then we'll shoot that and put that up, just a fun little video. It's going to be interesting, but maybe we'll hit theme parks in the next year.
That's true.
And add that to the channel's sort of roster of things. We'll see. But yeah, stay tuned. We've got a lot planned and a lot of good videos coming up about like managing expectations and some cosplay stuff. Yeah.
All that.
And I have some friends who buy tickets every year, so we're going to do a couple videos on the tickets as well. So, yeah. Well, that's kind of our Comic-Con newbie recap.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we have to say.
Yeah.
We've said
Again, for the third
yeah,
time.
we've said it a lot. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and come back soon for more videos.
Woo.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye.